Billionaire Boy Chapter 5. Out-of-date Easter eggs. Ding! No, reader, that's not your doorbell. No need to get up. It's the sound of the bell tinkling in Raj's shop as Bob and Joe open the door. Ah, Bob, my favourite customer, said Raj. Welcome, welcome. Raj ran the local newsagent's shop. All the local kids adored him. He was like the funny uncle you always wished you had. And even better than that, he sold sweets. Hi, Raj, said Bob. This is Joe. Hello, Joe, exclaimed Raj. 2 fat boys in my shop at one time. The Lord must be smiling on me today. Why have you both got so little on? We came straight from cross-country running, Raj, explained Bob. Fantastic! How did you do? First and second, replied Bob. That's wonderful, exclaimed Raj. To last, finished Bob. That's not so good, but I imagine you boys must be hungry after all that exercise. How can I help you today? We'd like to buy some chocolate, said Joe. Well, you've come to the right place. I have the finest selection of chocolate bars in this parade, Raj announced triumphantly. Considering the only other shops in the parade were a laundrette and a long-since closed florist, that wasn't saying much, but the boys let it pass. Now, one thing Joe knew for certain was that chocolate didn't have to be expensive to taste nice. In fact, after a few years of gorging themselves on the finest chocolates from Belgium or Switzerland, he and his dad had realised that they weren't half as delicious as a Yorkie or a bag of minstrels, or, for the true connoisseur, a double-decker. Well, let me know if I can help you, gentlemen, said the newsagent. The stock in Raz's shop was haphazardly laid out. Why was Nuts magazine next to the Tipex? If he couldn't find the jelly tots, it was entirely possible that they might be hiding under a copy of The Sun from 1982. And did the post-it notes really have to be in the freezer? However, local people kept coming to the shop because they loved Raj, and he loved his customers too, particularly Bob. Bob was one of his absolute best customers. We're happy to just browse, thanks, replied Bob. He was studying the rows and rows of confectionery, looking for something special. And today, money wasn't a problem. Joe had a £50 note in his pocket. They could even afford one of Raj's out-of-date Easter eggs. The whiskers are very good today, young sirs. Fresh in this morning, ventured Raj. We're just looking, thank you, replied Bob politely. The Cadbury's cream eggs are in season, suggested the newsagent. Thank you, said Joe politely smiling. Just to say, gentlemen, I am here to help, said Raj. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. We will, said Joe. There was a brief moment of silence. Just to let you know, the flake is off today. Sir, continued Raj. I should have said, a problem with the supplier, but I should have them back on sale tomorrow. Thanks for letting us know, said Bob. He and Joe shared a look. They were beginning to wish the newsagent would let them shop in peace. I can recommend a Ripple. I had one earlier and they are exquisite at the moment. Joe nodded politely. I'll leave you alone to make up your own mind. As I say, I am here to help. Can I have one of those? Said Bob, lifting up a giant bar of Cadbury's Dairy Milk to show Joe. Joe laughed. Of course you can. An excellent choice, gentlemen. I have those on special offer today. Buy 10, get 1 free, said Raj. I think we just need 1 right now, Raj, said Bob. Buy 5, get half, 1 for free? No thanks, said Joe. How much is it? £3.20, please. Joe took out the £50 note. Raj looked at it in wonder. Oh my! I have never seen one of those before. You must be a very rich young man. Not at all, said Joe. His dad gave it to him for his birthday, chimed in Bob. Lucky boy, said Raj. He peered at Joe. You know, you look familiar, young man. Do I? Replied Joe nervously. Yes, I'm sure I've seen you somewhere before. Raj tapped his chin as he thought. Bob stared at him, baffled. Yes, said Raj eventually. Only the other day I saw a picture of you in a magazine. I doubt it, Raj, scoffed Bob. His dad makes loo rolls. That's it! Exclaimed Raj. He rifled through a pile of old newspapers and pulled out the Sunday Times rich list. Joe started to panic. I've got to go. The newsagents flicked through the pages. There you are! Raj indicated a photograph of Joe sitting awkwardly on the front of his Formula One racing car, then read aloud from the magazine. Britain's richest children. Number 1, Joe Spud, age 12. Bum fresh air. Estimated worth 10 billion. A large lump of chocolate dropped from Bob's mouth onto the floor. 10 billion? No way have I got 10 billion, protested Joe. The press always exaggerate. I've got 8 billion at most, and I won't even get most of it until I'm older. That's still a lot of money, exclaimed Bob. Yes, I suppose it is. Why didn't you tell me? I thought we were mates. I'm sorry, stammered Joe. I just wanted to be normal, and it's so embarrassing being the son of a bog-roll billionaire. No, you should be proud of your dad, exclaimed Raj. His story is an inspiration to all of us, a humble man who became a billionaire with one simple idea. Joe had never really thought of his dad like that. Leonard Spud revolutionised the way we wipe our bottoms forever, Raj chuckled. Thanks, Raj. Now, please tell your father I have just started using Bumfresh and I love it. My bottom has never been so sparkling. See you next time. The two boys walked along the street in silence. All you could hear was Bob sucking the chocolate from between his teeth. You lied to me, said Bob. Well, I did tell you he worked in bog rolls, said Joe uncomfortably. Yeah, but I know, I'm sorry. It was Joe's first day at school, and his secret was already out. Here, have the change, said Joe, reaching in his pocket for the two £20 notes. Bob looked crushed. I don't want your money. But I'm a billionaire, said Joe. And my dad's got squillions. I don't even know what that means, but I know it's loads. Just take it. Here, have this lot too. He pulled out a roll of £50 notes. I don't want it, said Bob. Joe's face crinkled. Why not? Because I don't care about your money. I just liked hanging out with you today. Joe smiled. And I liked hanging out with you. He coughed. Look, I really am sorry. It's just the kids at my old school used to bully me because I was the Bumfresh boy. I wanted to just be a normal kid. I can understand that, said Bob. I mean, it would be nice to start again. Yeah, said Joe. Bob stopped and held out his hand. I'm Bob, he said. Joe shook his hand. Joe Spud. No other secrets? No, said Joe, smiling. That's it. Good, said Bob, smiling too. You won't tell anyone at school, will you? Said Joe. about me being a billionaire? It's so embarrassing, especially when they find out how my dad became rich. Please? Not if you don't want me to. I don't. I really don't. Well, I won't then. Thanks. The two continued down the street. After a few paces, Joe couldn't wait any longer. He turned to Bob, who had already polished off half the massive bar of dairy milk. "Can I have some chocolate then?" he asked. "Yes, of course. This is for us to share," said Bob, as he broke off his friend a tiny square of chocolate.